how did we get here that you are running for the BC NDP in this election?
So, Kent, I joined local government 6 years ago because of the enormous social challenges that we're faced with in our city. And I full well knew that those weren't local government issues, but I wanted to learn them from the ground up, which is why I joined council and have been elected the past 2 terms. And working alongside government for the past 6 years has shown me that government collaborates with the city of Kelowna, makes investments here, even though it's not a political stronghold. So it really made my decision quite easy when I saw which party I would best align my values with, and most importantly, where I could deliver the most results for people.
All right. If you to look at the history, it's been more than 80 years since someone from the NDP or the equivalent party would win a provincial election here. So what's changed?
Yeah, so it's not lost on me that it will be a challenging election. Obviously, there is a voting history that we need to overcome. And I think there's been some false narrative over time that, the NDP is bad on business or what have you. But I'm a business person. I come from a small business background and I'm an entrepreneur. And I've seen how government has supported business. And I look forward to bringing forward those successes to our community and showcasing the great work that this government has been doing.
But the political sands have shifted, haven't they? We've got, instead of just one party to the right of the NDP, it's kind of split into 2. Plus, this new riding is urban, which tends to skew more to the left. You've probably done the math.
So the polls are looking strong for sure, but that's only one component. I definitely am going to dig deep into the knowledge that I've gained while being on council, which are the priorities that the city of Kelowna needs to grow our city and move us forward, and how that aligns best with the provincial government. I'm probably the only candidate that has that in-depth knowledge, so that I'm going to lean into quite strongly. And then, of course, there are the politics on the sides, identity politics, etc., which I'm not really going to lean into. But right now is the opportunity, and that's what I'm going to be seeking.
Okay, you mentioned identity politics, the surging conservatives in BC. When you look at the candidates that are coming forward, there's a lot of views there that are opposed to SOGI, educational materials available in schools, and critical of our COVID response and that sort of thing. So is that part of what motivates you, particularly on the SOGI question, to make sure that the voices of people of all gender identities are kind of protected by their MLA?
Look, I'm always going to be a voice for underrepresented voices. I've done that while I've been on council. I'm not going to let that distract from the good work of developing sound policy to deliver results. And we can't allow identity politics to distract from that good work. I'm always going to stand up for people that feel silenced. But again, the work that we do is about legislation and about policy, and that needs to be the focus.
Right. I see. So you're there to be the socially protective person that you are, but that's not what you're in there to do. It's right now there's a lot of issues such as housing and homelessness that probably need more of your attention.
I have a social heart with a business brain, and I always fuse the 2 of those together. We have big issues in British Columbia that we need to overcome, like you've said, whether that's housing, homelessness, mental health, and substance use. All of those files have been neglected for decades. So there's a lot of work to do, a lot of investment to make. It's not happening overnight, but we are starting to make progress, and we have to continue that momentum.
I know you got a lot of associates, friends even, that are with the BC United Party, and I'm sure some of them are disappointed with you today.
I'm sure some folks are disappointed. That's unfortunately what happens with partisan politics. But at the end of the day, we're all working to make our community better. Party lines aside, at the end of the day, we're all people and we're residents of Kelowna, and I look forward to collaborating with my colleagues in the future.
What happens with council? I take it you step aside right when the writ is dropped?
So we have a newly adopted council code of conduct, and what's written in there is that once the writ is dropped, which will be September, before the October 19th election, is that I would take a leave from council so that I can focus on our campaign, and that I won't be, using my office for political purposes. And then once I'm formally the candidate, I will likely be stepping down from any council-appointed committees.
Right. So if you were to win, then that may or may not force a by-election?
That would be unclear at this point. I'm not sure what the legislation requirements are or what council's intent would be, so it'd probably be premature to assume that at this point.
Right. And if you were to lose, then you just resume.
I'm going to win. But in the odd chance that that doesn't happen, then I would just continue with my role on council.
Right. So, big change. How do you feel about it?
It's a big change. I feel very excited for Kelowna. We can deliver amazing results by having Kelowna's voice in government, which has been lacking. So I look forward to representing the folks of Kelowna Centre, and I hope that I can continue to earn their support.
All right. Thanks for this. I guess you got to go and make the rounds.
Always a pleasure, Ken. Thank you.